Now.
Yeah.
Okay, Ambassador Roy's on the phone.
Oh,
Ambassador.
that's good.
Ambassador. All right, Ambassador, please turn down the volume of whatever that was. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to pose this, to you, Ambassador, because we're talking about the call for the resignation of the security chiefs. I listened to a radio program where a soldier, alleged soldier, called into the show saying he's put in his resignation because he was a sniper in, the theater of war, and he was really killing a lot of Boko Haram soldiers, and he got shot by his own soldiers, and it's saying that he was killing too much of Boko Haram insurgents, and he got shot, and many of his colleagues too have died by the hands of their own colleagues because of this. It was a serious allegation, really.
Well, I think there's a little mix-up there. There is a video about a soldier accusing the Navy High Command and a particular admiral. Then there is a radio program where a retired soldier called in to give this complaint about being a sniper. I think are we clear with that, sir?
Yes, we actually have that recording, so actually. We'll play it sometime,
good. Okay. So let me say this, sir. A general that is retiring, his greatest heart attack is what next? So many of them have been in theater of operations, they have been in high command, they have now started to mix up with politicians. And the question is, what next? Where am I going to? So if you see a government that is also enthroning and have enthroned a retired military general, and these were his boys, oftentimes at a point or the other, what do you expect? There will be sentiment. Professionalism has flown to the wind. And you don't know what this thing has cost. I think it was like 2 months ago we were talking about this. The more you sit on that foot, you have about 2 or 3 years of your juniors that will be retired immediately you are leaving. They are made redundant right now. And those your juniors that are redundant are grumbling, are murmuring, and it is permeating the ears of those that are loyal to them. They have been trained abroad, they have been trained in Nigeria, in staff college, in combat preparedness, and they are ready to go. But no opportunity, because those seats are occupied beyond approved constitutional periods. So it's a very serious matter.
Ambassador, now that the presidency has responded by saying that only the president has the right to actually prerogative to recall the service chiefs. What is the way forward?
Well, let me tell you something, sir. It is not only the president that has the right. See, yesterday I spoke something about the judiciary, and our beloved Madame Barrister took me off and I ran away. You see, let me tell you, if you go to the U.S., President Trump has a limit to what he can do. The judiciary will sit against it. They will command and retrieve and bring up positive and strong arguments to counter it. And he can't do otherwise. If we have an institution in Nigeria that has the right to interpret the laws, even if the president has that prerogative, the predominant effect on morale, the predominant effect on our capacity to have a fighting army will be taken as a stronger argument. Then the other thing you need to look at is this. Those persons that are seated on that seat shows that we don't have patriotic Nigerians. If we do, they would have submitted their resignation. Submit your resignation. Work out gallantly and tell the Senate, thank you, I have done my best. And they will be celebrated. In all of these things that you are seeing, it will still come out wrongly.
Okay, Ambassador, just to add, don't worry, I don't want to take you up so that you won't run away. But we've been calling for restructuring and dissolution of powers and the like. But in terms of some of the army officers that retired, they retired and they said they were retiring based on lack of interest. How do you see that? How does that play on the outlook generally in our security infrastructure in this country?
It's a lose-lose situation. Okay, if you take me for an example, I was trained with taxpayers' money, with all the wherewithal to cause commotion in any enemy's camp. And I got disgruntled, especially when promotion due for us was not gotten, especially when deployment to certain responsibilities were selected. We noticed on time, my crop, that dilapidation, and we had to leave. So many others couldn't have that trust. You know why I left? Because there was a meeting I attended at Campground, and I've told so many people that. And Pastor said, if you know where you work and you are the best hand there, you should resign if you don't have the followership of your leadership, because they will frustrate you. So many things your pastor is praying for you about is because of the frustration you are facing where you are. I resigned because I got that promotion. So those guys that you see resigning today, that number is small. If you compare that number to those that have absconded, you will be shocked, because the army cannot release the number of those that have absconded. And those that have resigned, they are already an example of exit opportunity. Then if you do a stop of approval that are pending, I'm sure you will just pack your load and leave this country. Because this is the highest fighting unit a country has, the military. Thank you.
Okay, Ambassador, one of the mantra of this administration is security. And sadly, just like corruption, this seems to be staring us in the face day in, day out. My question is this. What impact, negative or positive, has all of this brickbat back and forth had on the fight on the fight regarding security?
Okay, thank God that you are a senior journalist, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning,
you
sir.
see, after the exit of the military, those crop of people that fought for democracy, even Oshomole that was in labor, Tinubu that was fighting, all of them that were fighting for democracy, the military incarcerated. Immediately they came out and the military handed over democracy to the civilians.
Yeah.
They became brutal. They became criminal to recoup all that they thought they have lost at the expense of the society. Do you know why? Because they have championed uprising. They know how to quell uprising. They were labor unionists. They know how to gather people to make trouble, and they know how to disperse people that are making trouble. Before you knew what was happening, this same crop of people took charge of governance. There was no manifesto. any government that came and said, I will give you security, I will give you life, I will give you education, those are just mere words that could not hold water because they knew that there was nobody in the country that can hold ground and make trouble against the government because they were the troubles for the government. Then the next thing they did, they started to pick retired military officers, generals. You remember the head of Senate for 2 sessions in Jonathan's time? He was a general now. You remember now all the ministers of defense, general, president now, all of us went to vote. Some of us that didn't vote, they voted for us. Now he's the president now. So there is no promises. Those are mere words because when they go into their cubicle, they will tell themselves, that's not what we came to do. So because if you came to give security back, one of the things you should do is to first motivate your fighting force. If I want to replace loved ones, the first thing I will do is to empower, emancipate, and motivate the best crop of journalists, the best team in technical, the best team that go out to gather news. Motivate them before you even give them equipment. Because it's a motivated spirit that will use the guns. It's a motivated spirit that will throw the bombs. It's a motivated spirit that will face the terrorists, face the bandits,
Thank you so
and
much.
give their life gallantly.
Ambassador.
You know, you even see when we were picking dead bodies
Ambassador.
those days, we'll be singing songs.
Ambassador, I want to thank you, but before I let you go, let me first start by saying, offering my condolences and heartfelt empathy to the friends, family, and well-wishers of this lady called Arotile.
Arotile.
Yes, Tolulokwe Arotile, Nigeria's first female fighter pilot. I don't mean to be controversial, but Nigerians are pained at the way she died, and are asking. She was said to be inadvertently hit by the reversing vehicle of an excited former Air Force secondary school mate while trying to greet her. The question being posed here is: it so easy for a soldier to die, and such a vital personnel, part of the war against insurgency? Is it so easy for a soldier to die? Or is there something that we don't know here? Just asking.
Okay, thank you for that question, sir. You see, I am also an investigator.
Okay.
One thing I will do, if I am the police that they handed this thing over to, is to know who was driving that vehicle. That's number one. Is to know who was sitting in front of that vehicle with the driver. That's number two. It is also to wish, because it was in the barracks, maybe there's any house close by, a bank, or anything that has a CCTV. Then I will also advise that they should go and take a memory lane, because this girl went to Air Force Primary School, Air Force Secondary School, before getting to be an officer. So there is a backlog of people she might have stepped on their toes in academics, might have stepped on their toes to become the only girl. Yeah. It may also be a love case gone sour. She must have maybe have a relationship, went sour. So many things, intricacies that needed to be unplugged. It's not to wish it away that it's a political statement, people are drawing political issues into it. No! Have you interrogated this case? Have you intelligently separated the options? Have you carried your camera to look into it? Have you gone to the crime scene? Is there a crime scene? What crime scene will the police look at now that you are handing over the case to them? Crime scene has been polluted. But one thing the police has now is this: who are these young men? Then the next thing is who is intimidating the IG? because their names were not released earlier, if you can remember.
Yes.
It was after they were handed over to police that their names were now released.
Yeah.
And I asked someone, I said, go and check who these boys are. Check who was their godfather. Check who they are cousins to, nephews to. Go and find out. You know, and if you don't find out those things, you won't know where the distraction is coming from. So I implore the police to take a separation strategy and to use memory lane strategy to go into our social media handles, to go into our social life, to talk to some of our friends separately. Things will come out.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Thank you very, very much for your contribution.
Illuminating, interesting, and very informative as usual.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you on our program.
Thank you.